it's your girl MJ, and welcome to the Booty Call to Bride channel. I am your girl Michelle Tillman, and if you see me looking to the side, it's because I'm gonna make sure I get this shared on my Facebook page, so y'all go ahead and tune in, like this video, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment. I respond to all comments. I respond to on the videos. So we are talking all about Married at First Sight, season 13, the reunion, part one, apparently, because they tricked me and I thought I was getting the whole reunion the same way we got the whole decision day. I thought I was gonna get, sorry, this glare is throwing me off. I thought I was gonna get the whole reunion in one night. Did y'all think that too? Because I was thrown off when we didn't see Mirla, we didn't see Zach and Michaela. I'm not Mirla, Lord. We didn't see Johnny and Bao. We didn't see when Michaela and Zach came together. So I was a little disappointed. I'm writing my post that I'm live now. So I got my notes and let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, Jose and Rachel. Kevin, he pulled it out of Jose and he was like, bruh, can we get to the point? Can you go ahead and admit that you locked her out? Stop saying you were trying to protect your property. Stop trying to act like it was anything other than you locked her out. And finally, he admitted like, well, yeah, I locked the door and I just assumed she would have someplace else to go. I assumed she would be able to go ahead and go to one of the other girls' houses. But that didn't happen. And she ended up going to her ex's house. They didn't bring that up, or maybe they cut that part out. They didn't bring up the fact that the person's house she did end up going to was her ex. But Jose finally admitted, like, yes, I knew I locked her out. I thought she wasn't coming back. So he says, even though she had just walked one of the people who worked on the show out, I don't know why he would think that that means that she wasn't coming back. I mean, so it was not a surprise at all to me when they said that they broke up for a month and that Rachel went back and lived with her mama. I was like, what? And all I could think is her family is going to like never fully accept him again. You done made a girl have to go back and stay with her mama again? Child. So it's one thing when you have a fight in your marriage, you know, or an issue in your marriage and you work out amongst yourselves. But once your family knows, oh no, this is a big issue, that's an uphill battle. And I feel for them because even Zach was like, I am not shocked that they broke up, but I'm shocked that they got back together. And he said, I'm shocked at all the things that he was willing to do to get back with her, which I don't know what that long list of things was, but apparently he did a whole lot, which leads me to believe that it was more on his part. He kept saying like she had so much stuff and he didn't want all her stuff in the house and whatever the reason was, but I'm like, not shocked. I'm sure he said something crazy because he said all that crazy stuff on camera. So I'm sure when them cameras went off, that he went off, okay? Cameras went off, Jose went off and told her every little thing he wanted to tell her the whole time and just wasn't bold enough to do, didn't want to look so bad. So she also said that even though they broke up or separated and realized, she did realize that he was the perfect man she was looking for. She was like thinking about all the stuff that she wants in a man, and then she was like, I thought about it and then I just looked at him and like, he's right there. He's everything I want. Okay, he might be everything you want, but what about what you don't want? Is he everything you don't want to? Because, I mean, you got to think about that. Somebody might have all the qualities you like, but also that might include some things you don't like. So you're like, No. So good for them, I guess, that they're trying to still work it out. But working it out, living in two different places, is not really working out, in my opinion. Okay, Brett and Ryan. Okay, so this was the thing that everybody was talking about, as far as what Brett was really doing during the season, and I was not shocked by any of the other things they said except that one piece. So Brett says Ryan should have just ripped off the band-aid and just gone ahead and told her how he was feeling about her so that they could have just like moved on. And she said he didn't grow through the experiment, even though he thinks he grew through the experiment. But I'm like, bruh, you didn't grow through nothing. I'm like, what is your definition of growth? Like, just because you realize you don't like her, you still, up until decision day, was not telling her what you were really thinking. And even his sister, whose name is Alexa, she was like, I think that he should have learned through this experiment that whenever he has an issue, talk directly to the person, not the friends, not the other castmates, not your family. Talk to the person you are married to. And she says that she thinks he's ready for marriage. He says he thinks he's ready for marriage. And it just needs to be the right person, which that's the deal with anybody. Anyone who wants to be married, for it to work, it does need to be the right person. So that's a given. So, I mean, I don't know what that was like. What exactly are you saying? So, anywho, then Kevin asked the sister, well, do you think you overstepped your boundaries when you were like, well, he came back from the honeymoon and he was distracted? And if you're watching this video, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know you're here, let me know you're watching. And she was like, yeah, I wish I wouldn't have said anything. And so I don't know if her saying that is what triggered Brett to be comfortable enough to give out her entire phone number while she was in the experiment, getting in a marriage, going to counseling, meeting with the experts, and you gave your number out to somebody? Okay, Brett, we was all feeling sorry for you the whole season. And she said when she exchanged numbers with this guy, it did not affect her marriage. Girl, who are you fooling? So, anywho, she's like, nope, didn't affect my marriage. I got a number with this, I exchanged numbers with this guy. Nothing happened out of it. No, I'm not dating him now. Yes, there's a man out there for me. No, I don't know who he is. And it just all sounds fishy. Like, she got real defensive when they started asking her about this guy. So that's why I feel like she lying. So the whole time we were about him downloading the app and you over here getting actual numbers and talking to one actual person while we're all feeling sorry for you. I don't know if you can see me because I got these glasses on, rolling my eyes like, child, you got a whole man's number and you worried about him downloading the app to possibly talk to someone, to possibly get their phone number, and you got an actual number? Girl, bye. But what really shocked me is that they said they'll still be friends. After all this, they'll still be friends. And I'm like, is that because y'all was friends during the experiment because you knew you weren't attracted to her, you knew you weren't each other's type, physically or politically or socially, you were not compatible, and so he was on his little app and you was exchanging numbers with folks, so y'all just was like buddies? Like, I'm just kind of confused. So now the other surprise, Gil and Mirla. So Kevin made tons of references to how slow the process was. He kept saying, oh, Gil, you should be on Mount Everest. You were so patient. You were so patient. And he just kept saying that over and over. And then they also were talking about how Gil poked fun at Mirla. And he said, well, I do that to people that I like. And I'm like,
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, sorry. My laptop thought I was talking to him. So I didn't understand why he wanted to play little kindergarten games like, oh, if I like you, I punch you. If I like you, I joke on you. Like, who does that? That's so whack. So the fact that he's saying he does that because he likes her, to me, was just weird. Like, I mean, I was watching through the whole episode and I thought it was kind of like, hi, it might have been funny in the moment, but it couldn't be funny on the end of somebody receiving that. And he was like, well, why you didn't tell me none of this while we was recording? Like, while we were filming, you never said any of this. And she was like, well, I said things like, no, I'm not high maintenance. No, I'm not bougie. No, I'm not a diva. And then they started going back and forth talking about, well, we're going to agree to disagree. And he was like, well, the reason why nobody from your past has ever told you that you were high maintenance, and the reason why nobody from your past has told you were diva, because they was high maintenance and they was divas. And she was like, no, it's just your definition of what a diva is, and you don't even know what it means. And just because I like to, buy this and buy that, doesn't mean... Child, don't nobody got time for y'all to be going back and forth about what high maintenance is and what a diva is. So I'm just like, I don't know. She may have things that she does in her routine consistently. Does that make her high maintenance? I guess it just depends on who you're talking to. According to him, yes, but he also had on some red bottoms. So that Married at First Sight check must be real good. Must be real good. Or Marilla bought you some red bottoms and you wore them for the reunion. Give me a thumbs up if you're watching this video. So I'm just like, I didn't understand the whole thing that them going back and forth about being high maintenance. So the best, juiciest thing that happened on this was that he said, since the decision day, they have not been together. He said 14 days after decision day, Miller decided she didn't want to be with him no more. She said it was for a variety of reasons. One was financial stability. And then he was like, yeah, but then we did the math and I make $100 more every 2 weeks than she does. Say what? How? Okay. The whole season he was talking about how she makes more than him. She makes more than him. She makes more than him. And then all of a sudden now they looked at their pay stubs and realized that he gets paid more. Do y'all believe that? I don't believe that. Hi, Larissa. Thanks for watching. I don't believe that all of a sudden now they're just figuring out that he gets paid more. That doesn't even make sense. She didn't correct him, though. So either she don't make as much as she seemed, or either she just better with her money. That don't even make sense to me. Somebody explain it to me. How did they not know who made more the whole time? So they was arguing about income, and she made a whole little spiel on the last on decision day about how he's in the beginning of his career. What are we, 25 now? I'm not going back to being 25 and not making no money, starting off my career. But if he's making more than you, I don't understand. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't hear it, because I don't understand. I'm just like, that was the whole premise of their relationship. Like, that was the whole drama the whole time with them, is that he makes less money and he is not having the same living standards as her. So I'm just like, then she said there was no attraction initially, and it wasn't fair for him to be with her knowing that she wasn't really attracted to him. So wait a minute. This might explain why she was moving so slow the whole time. We thought she was moving slow because she just moved slow and all this and all that, and she's not down with PDA until she's really comfortable with somebody. So we all thinking she moves slow because she moves slow, but really she like, oh, you a booger booger. You ain't my type. You ain't cute. You bald headed. I don't like bald heads. I told him I don't want bald heads. So she had a uphill battle trying to be attracted to him, and that's why she was moving slow. That makes sense to me. But as most people can agree, Gil is one of those people who is considered attractive to most people. So the fact that she in particular is not attracted to him, and that's fine. Everybody has different things that they're attracted to. But to say that, what I'm thinking, and what one of my friends said on Facebook, is that maybe he's not handling business in the BED. That would explain why she did think everything was great Maybe they had one intimate experience before decision day. It might have been whack, and she was like, I'm going to give it another shot. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it some more times. Maybe it'll get better. I can work through this. And then maybe she realized it ain't going to get better. That is the only thing logically that makes sense to me. Like, because he always joke, ha ha, saying all this stuff. But can you work it? Is it worth it? Can you work it? Is it worth it? Maybe he can't. And you would think he got the Latino, no, he could just, do a little, but maybe not. Because why would she say all those things and say how he's perfect and all that, and then all of a sudden he's not? And it's not about the money anymore because he makes more than you? That don't make no sense. Okay, so next, he said he also sold everything he owned, only kept his blender, his clothes, and his dog. Why did he sell everything he owned? Did they move in someplace together? Maybe she didn't want none of his stuff. I didn't understand that part. Did she sell everything she owned? What did she do with her stuff? Or did they bring her stuff to the place because she's the one who's more picky as far as how decor and stuff looks? I don't know. But basically, he made it seem like he ain't got nothing left. So not sure what that means or why he would have to sell all his stuff. But I mean, I guess you got what it was worth. So what did you do with that money? Did you save it to boost up your savings account since she said you don't got no savings, even though you said you make $100 more than her every 2 weeks? Okay. Then he also mentioned the bottom line was, I just didn't make enough money for you. But 2 sentences earlier, you said you make $100 more than her every 2 weeks. See, this is why it doesn't make sense to me. Somebody please explain it because I'm lost. Producers, where you at? Production, where you at? Because that doesn't make sense. Then she said there was never a time that she was in love with him. That is what shocked me. But then she made a good point. She said, I never told him I loved him. He said he might have said things to me, and she might have said, I'm making the decision to love him or try to love him. I can't remember how she said it, but she said, I never said it to him. And I always made that clear because I don't want to give false hope. She said that. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe they just painted the picture the way they wanted us to see it. Maybe they wanted us to all think everything was great with them when it really wasn't. He, when asked, said that he was still in love with her, and if she wanted to get back with him, he would. And Kevin, the host, was like, bro, she don't want you. Did you hear what she just said? She don't want you. And I was like, well, dang, Kevin, he already heard her say she don't want him. Like, you ain't had to rub it in his face like that. But basically, he was just making sure well, if she thought about it and maybe she wanted to be with me, then maybe. And he was like, but she doesn't want you, so actually it doesn't matter. So Kevin, why'd you ask the question? Okay. This is why people don't like him as the host. So lastly, she said life goes on and she's doing okay. He said he's not doing so well. He's trying to heal. He's going to counseling, and he's never been insecure about someone being with him. But now that's his number one insecurity. I mean, if you know you a good person and you know you did right, nothing makes sense here other than the D is no good. Trash, garbage sex is the only thing that makes sense to me on why this didn't work out. That she was acting lovey-dovey, she was kissing him. If she wasn't attracted to him, she was sure was kissing and looking happy, and so maybe that was before she got it. And then after she got it, she was like, ooh, child. Zach and Michaela. Okay. First of all, the fact that they made this 2 parts really I'm over it. Like, I might not even review it next week. I might not. He goes, well, first of all, Kevin announces that Michaela and Zach are not going to be in the same room. So Michaela apparently refused to record with any of the castmates, and especially not Zach. And she still, even though she didn't want to be around anyone, said the wedding was the best day of her life. She said she did learn through this experiment that she needs to control her impulses, and that he checked out after the first argument. Girl, I would check. I mean, when she got mad over them little bitty things, like, oh, well, he went to walk his dog, and you that big mad over that little bitty thing, I can understand why he checked out. So the whole time they were trying to pull Zach back in when he definitely saw things about her that he wasn't interested after he saw those knee-jerk reactions. And I kind of felt bad for her at the beginning. Like, if you're liking this video, if you're watching this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And I kind of felt bad for him, like, for her at the beginning, like, oh, he won't give her a second chance. And she even said forgiveness. He didn't forgive, and that was the thing that she didn't like about him and how he handled things. But he was like, but this is who she is. She is Hurricane K. Her family said it, her friends said it, and everybody saw it. So it's kind of hard to feel. If you're watching this video, give me a thumbs up. Thank y'all for watching. It's kind of hard for him to continue to fight an uphill battle. Like, he had no chance. Like, she was gonna be Hurricane K, Miss Nuck if you buck. She was gonna do all that regardless. She was gonna find a way for that to come out no matter what he did. So he kept saying if he was being a perfectionist too much, and that threw her off. But yeah, maybe he was weird though. Okay, so Kevin even asked her, do you think he was messing with your emotions? And she was like, yes. And the sister came out and said everything was good at the beginning, but then they're both too stubborn and they both want to be right all the time. And you got to realize, do you want to be right or do you want to be married? Do you want to be right or do you want to be married? Child, pass the offering bucket. That is a word right there. You are not always going to be able to be right and be in good standing with your partner. So I totally agree with that. She said they're very stubborn. She said that at their 1 month anniversary, they had sex and he was like, don't tell nobody. And if you do, I'm gonna deny it. And then when they asked him, well, did you have sex on a 1 month anniversary? He was like, no, I ain't even kiss her. And she said, see, he was going to deny it. So, you know what? There's no way for us to know what really happened. But the way he is back and forth, hot and cold, they even did a whole montage of videos showing all the hot and cold back and forth between him and her. Like, them being good, 2 days later, them being not good. Like, their relationship was so up and down. I was just like, how is this making any sense? Like, how are they going to be stable long term if every 2 days there's like a change in their hearts? They got to change their hearts every 2-3 days. 4th day, they in love. 5th day, they in love. 6th day, I hate them. Like, how does that work? They both have some issues. And granted, her issues are more violent and they're more aggressive, and his are more passive aggressive, but we can't deny that they both have issues. So another thing was that she said after decision day, she went to his house and she was there for 7-8 days cooking, having sex, and cleaning. Girl, you cooked one time on the episode and you made it so spicy, Zach couldn't even eat it. So let's be real, you weren't cooking nothing. Now, you might have been cleaning and having sex. And the sex must be good between you two because he's always trying to get some. I don't think he has problems getting it from anyone else based on, you know, his swag or whatever. But it must be amazing because y'all keep doing it over and over. Like, must be amazing. But she said that she thought they had a chance. And he said, she said she texted him and apologized for everything that happened. And she said that he responded, I only need to see you in the company of other people, in the presence of friends and family. She said she got played in the marriage. She said she was married, but she don't know what Zach was. She said, I was in a marriage. I don't know what Zach was in, but I was in a marriage. Or were you? I don't know where she was because mentally she was not always there. She was somewhere, but she wasn't always there. Zach, he said that he thinks instead of trying to make him look bad, she needed to take responsibility for her own actions. And I don't think he looked bad for the things that happened before she blew up. I just think he looked bad for being all over the place. I love you. She's the best person I ever met, but I want a divorce. Or I love you. She's the best woman I ever met, but But like, stop trying to sugarcoat it. And Kevin even said, so Zach was going back and forth, say, stop trying to make it seem like I'm confusing. No, Zach, you are confusing. You make absolutely no sense. And Kevin was right. He was like, no, we're not confused. What we're saying is man up and say, no, I don't want to be with you. That's it. Stop trying to sugarcoat it and put a little, but maybe we can still, no, you know you don't want to work nothing out with her. You know the only thing you want to work out with her is if you work. Be for real. You know good and well you don't want nothing but her insides. And if you would have just said that, maybe she would have agreed. Maybe y'all would have been long-term cut buddies. But be for real that you were not interested in a relationship. You could have just said, I just want to get down. And knowing her crazy self, she probably would have agreed. So now Zach has his time alone with Kevin. They're asking him all the questions. And then Michaela was like, he ain't gonna lie on me. He ain't gonna say, if he wanna lie, he need to lie to my face. Girl, you just said you didn't wanna be in no room with him. You didn't wanna be in no room with no castmates. And now you all crunk talking about if he wanna lie, he can lie to my face. And then she walking out there in her red dress. The dress was cute though. That dress was cute. And like, So she goes out there and then he's like, stop, cut the cameras, because how she get to have her one-on-one time and I don't get to have my one-on-one time. And I agree with him on that part. He might be wrong about some other stuff, but I will agree. You got to give her and him the same respect. So if he could not come in there and defend himself when she was lying, if she was lying, which she probably was, then it's not fair for her to be able to come in. Period, point blank. And that is where they left us hanging for part 1. Part 2 next week, we'll hear about Johnny and Bao. And then they kind of go into the experts coming out and giving their 2 cents. And then it shows Gil storming out when Marla and Johnny are talking. Y'all think they're dating for real? So she's attracted to an Asian man, which is okay. But that's just interesting. Very interesting. But that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see y'all next week, maybe. Probably. I'll probably do it just like this live right afterwards. Have a good one. Bye.